recording in 1, 2, 3, and we are live. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
This is a fun interview for me today, guys, because I am in my dojo, or my Jiu-jitsu training center for those people that don't know what a dojo is. I'm here in the foothills, business park in El Dorado Hills, and I am with my teammate,
Steven.
Steven has a last name, but
Nasrallah.
there you go. Because I wasn't going to challenge that. Yeah. Nasrallah?
Nasrallah.
It sounds very poetic.
Yes.
But anyway.
Palestinian.
Yeah. Okay, Steven's going to go for a ride with me today on this interview. So we're here at EDH, El Dorado Hills Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And as you know, this is for the book, California's Combat Society, Unveiling the Heart. And part of I'm not going to leave Jiu-Jitsu out. And of course, I'm going to interview my teammates. And of course, I'm going to represent my school. So we are here today. Steven just got done training.
Yep.
He's still in his outfit. He's all sweaty. And
yes, exhausted.
Smells like fermented onion in here. But don't let that stop you from coming.
Wonderful.
It's a great place to train. Yeah. Right? He doesn't smell like onion. The dojo does.
I smell like fresh.
Fresh and clean. Okay, Steven. So you ready to jump into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Steven's a blue belt. He's been a blue belt for a while now. Yes. When I first started, we were both white belts, but you were white belt with a bunch of stripes.
Yeah.
So stripes here mean a whole lot.
Yeah.
Because each stripe on your belt is equivalent to 3 or 4 tests.
So there's 12 tests total. 1 tests for each position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, guys, we're going to talk about our school as well. That's what makes our dojo extremely unique in comparison to other dojos, because we have a curriculum that our professor has spent, I think he said, well, I'm not going to say, but it's like 30-something years of accumulating knowledge and that's went into this curriculum to give students, what would you say, the basics?
Yeah, foundation
for jiu-jitsu. So we're privileged to have that, and we're thankful for it. So let's get right to Steven. The reason why I chose Steven is because he really doesn't have an ego. He has, he's going to listen to all this and probably freak out because he's like, okay, Sonia, I'll do this interview and I don't really know what you're going to say. And I don't either, but I chose you for a reason, because no matter what place we are, teammates are on the mat, what he is super helpful. He has always been really helpful, has no ego, and he gives constructive criticism. And he gives it in a way where it's receivable and not defensive. And then he also is always challenging himself. Okay? And you're what? You're still single, right? You're a single guy.
I have a partner, but
he has a partner.
Not married or anything.
He's not married or anything. But throughout our journey together here at EDH, he's been fairly just, your average cool kind of single guy coming in here and just training, being dedicated to himself and the martial arts, and being extra careful with his teammates, extra compassionate towards his teammates. And I noticed it. So he's going to be in the book.
Thanks. That was nice. I appreciate that.
Don't cry.
I wouldn't say I have no ego, but
well, we all have ego to a certain extent. Yeah. It's funny because if you read our blog, just this week, it was about comparing yourself to other people and how that can rob you of the joy of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Not trying to steal Coach's thunder with his writings, but then in retro aspect, sometimes it's helpful if you have a good frame of mindset to compare yourself to others, because you learn to get inspired by your teammate. And I think that's what you hold. It's not necessarily ego. It's inspiring to be able to have a teammate that's relaxed, comfortable where they're at in jiu-jitsu, who's continuously learning, part of our motto, I guess you would say, or what is, we're self-taught. We have the curriculum, but we are to create our own journey in this sport. And so when you have a teammate like Steven, it helps you. And, you know, it's good to compare yourself to someone who is technical and stuff in that aspect. But if you're doing it in a negative, you know, form, like, oh, you know, oh, she got her purple belt before me, or that's very negative. And I don't get that from you at all. Like, you're like appreciative of everybody. And so that's why I'm choosing you. So
cool.
I've chosen you. You're chosen. So let's get to you.
It's an honor. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. No worries there. Okay. So first question for Steven is, what inspired you to begin training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
I think I was always interested in learning some self-defense. Just, I mean, you know, it's kind of a natural inclination to want to be able to handle yourself in any situation. And I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specifically, like, came to me because I was researching, like, you know, if I'm going to spend all my time on a martial art, well, I should do it with something effective, right? So I tried to figure out what the most effective thing was, and I learned about the history of the UFC, and, you know, how basically, like, you had to learn jiu-jitsu or something similar to it to even compete in MMA. So, like, that to me, you know, attested to the fact that it was an effective martial art. And I saw people's training methodologies about how they trained with full resistance. And that to me meant it was, you know, legitimate art that I could learn and apply, instead of, like, you know, the McDojo sort of things, like, where they don't do any sparring and, you know, all that.
Yeah, and where you pay for your belts and stuff.
Right.
And I'm so thankful for, you know, karate got that. You know, karate got a lot of McDojos.
Right.
And it kind of tainted the image of karate versus jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I feel like jiu-jitsu is weeding out the bad McDojos. People are coming to realize that, you know, because there is jiu-jitsu, they can formulate an opinion between karate. Karate's great. I've just interviewed some people that their background started with karate.
Yeah.
And if you do MMA, well, you got to learn how to kick.
Sure.
You know, you got to learn how to strike, and that all comes from karate, you know, or Muay Thai. But if you're not accessible to Muay Thai, which is a whole different form of art in itself, then, you know, all you had was karate. So it's kind of nice because it kind of weeds out the bad dojos, McDojos, and there's some real people out there that will teach you real striking with real leg kicks and stuff. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think people are, like, in jiu-jitsu specifically, people are, like, very protective about, like, who's a black belt, like, or, you know, is it a legitimate lineage? Like, that's why there's so much controversy about, like, Derek Moneyberg right now. Like, are we watering it down? Like, is this guy really a black belt? Like, and I feel like it's you know, it can be toxic, but it's also an important part of, like, keeping it real and, like, you know,
creating boundaries where it doesn't get overzealous and fabricated. Yeah. I gotcha.
Over into fantasy land.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody's going to be a Craig Jones.
Yeah.
Did you watch that, by the way?
CJI too?
Oh my gosh, where he went with Chow Sonnen.
Yeah.
I was like, poor Chow! Got the Berimbolo.
He got his paycheck.
Hey, but Chow Sonnen's older than me.
Yeah.
And he did exceptional. Yeah. So I was still confused about Gabby Garcia, but okay, they're friends, I guess. I had to Google search that. Are they married? No, they're friends. Okay, so yes, I understand that. Let's go to the second question. What was your mindset going into your first competition, and how did it change afterwards?
I felt pretty good at jiu-jitsu, and I was like, oh, I want to go win. So to some degree, maybe ego, I guess.
You did an in-house competition first.
Yeah, that was the first one, the in-house. Yeah, that was fun.
That was spectacular.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were there photographing. And then I think maybe, I mean, sort of similar still as far as, like, how it changed, but I think you know, I think everyone gets hit in the face with the reality a little bit about like what like what it takes to be like a really high level competitor. We were kind of talking about that the other day. Like, yeah, like not only like dedication and hours spent training, but like, you know, like where you're at
you're
in
getting
your life.
rid of the McDojo
yeah, right.
attitude. You're getting rid of, because I train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I should be
Sure,
this amazing competitor.
Yeah, there's a certain reality when you see the level of competition.
Yeah,
it's like, you know, incredible athletes.
I had that experience in Master Worlds just this couple past weekends ago where, because we've talked about this before, but where I felt like I should be able to train like I did in my 20s.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so when I was in Masters, I realized exactly how hard it is to do jiu-jitsu at my age, and that I don't need to like create that idea that I can be like the 20-year-olds and compete like the 20-year-olds and have that amount of energy. I mean, I can do it. Like I can do jiu-jitsu tournament, but it's at my level. So it kind of helped me realize that. Just seeing all these masters.
Right.
I mean, there were people there older than me.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But I don't have to, but they didn't move like our 26-year-olds or our 13-year-olds or our 30-year-olds in the dojo. They did not move that way.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's accepting. Right. I'm accepted. You know, that's what's accepting for me. But anyway, I'm this back you.
I think also something that changed for me was also like a questioning about like, what are my motives for competing? Like what is it that I get out of trying to win? And like, just as a general question, really, like, why do we want to win? Why do we compete? Really on like some kind of philosophical level.
Well, I think it was you. Maybe it was you and Raina, our other teammate. And after the tournament, I was like, why am I doing this? What are we doing? This is crazy. Well, I have a daughter, you know, I should, you know, but then I'm like, so for me, it's an addiction to like, it's a good positive reinforcement. I wouldn't say addiction because some addictions are bad.
Sure.
But with you, when you have boundaries.
Yeah. As long as it's not negatively affecting your life.
Like, it's like, I am addicted to challenging myself. And if you're that frame of mindset, you're not a fixed mindset, you're a growth mindset. I think that's what keeps people wanting to compete.
Okay.
Like they want to grow them in themselves. Like you, look, you're a different practitioner because you competed.
Yeah.
If you never competed, you would have never stepped out of the box and realized exactly what you need to hone in on, or what your limitations are, or how fearful you might have been to like compete.
Yeah, I think for me it was really valuable in that sense of like, you know, sort of conquering your fear and, you know, doing something that scares you. I think that's really important just as like a human growth thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need to grow as humans. Trust me.
Yeah, for real.
So let's see. This is a heart question. So how do you define heart? You know, my book's about unveiling heart, and we talked about you can't teach heart. How do you define heart on the mats? What does it look like for yourself and others?
I guess I'd say it looks different for everyone. I think it probably maybe boils down to like passion. Like, you know, it might be someone's like what heart might look like coaching for someone. Like they just love teaching people and getting better at teaching. And then it might look like, for me, I think personally, it's just like sort of a love of the game. Like, so I love studying it and I love learning and applying things and seeing how they work. And it's just like, I don't know, like just kind of obsession with it. That's where my heart comes in. And then someone else might be competition. Like they grind and just try to win and like, you know, just put every drop of effort into it. And that's heart too. Yeah.
Yeah. And what makes it neat and unique, since we're at our dojo, is that's what makes our team so dynamic and special.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a contribution to give, you know. And yeah, that makes this whole place heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, because you have like, you know, people like Chandler who study and like get the workouts and like promotes education on how not to overtrain and what they should be training. And then you have like supporters like Raina who will like, yay team, you know, be the cheerleader. That's whatever is meaningful to them is what is their heart. And that's what keeps them going. So heart in the sport, I've heard a lot of just not giving up at the very end. And for me with jiu-jitsu, it's a different type of endurance. It's kind of reversed. Like, yeah, of course, everybody kind of knows here that I've done kickboxing. So like when I'm pressured to fight back, I would just explode, you know, like I got 30 seconds left to kill. I can do anything in 30 seconds.
Smash all the buttons at once.
Yes. And in jiu-jitsu, it's reversed. I need to take a breath. I need to, like my last tournament, I got frustrated and I was like, what the, get off of me. Because I got smothered, right? And then I was like, wait a minute. And then, of course, little coach aura was going on. It's like, calm down.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Focus.
Yeah. That's like the mystical martial art comes in.
It just shows up. It's like, woo, like little Yoda. You know, I couldn't hear anything from my teammates, and I don't know if you've ever been like that, but I can. Sure. But what's being said in the dojo, and then that I understand now why we train quiet and calm, because you need to be able to address that. Not I did my one explosive thing, and then I was like, oh crap, that took a lot of energy, and I need to calm down. And I was like, okay, just breathe. Just try to breathe. That's all I have to do is try to remain calm and breathe under pressure. And to me, that's heart. That's being able to subconscious or consciously make an effort to adjust yourself to the situation that you're under and just do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that.
We're doing a lot of back and forth talking here.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Okay. What's been your most difficult role or training moment, and how did you overcome it? This is digging deep.
Yeah. Actually,
should we check to see if it's recording?
Yeah, you want to check?
You want to check?
Sure.
You can crawl better than me. Still going?
Yes.
Still going strong. Okay.
Still going strong.
Okay, good. So back to the question. What has been your most difficult role? Which rolling and grappling, for those that don't understand, is like what we do after class, or just
or during
class, sparring, or a difficult training moment, and how did you overcome it?
Actually, I want to bring it back to what you said earlier about the whole belt thing. Like, I feel like sometimes those are maybe my most difficult moments. Like where,
oh really?
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, well, why don't I have a purple belt yet? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, you start comparing yourself. I haven't read that blog post yet, but like, it's topical because
I read them all the time. It's very good.
Yeah. So, and I don't know. It honestly, it makes me quit. You know, I heard this. I don't know if it's like fully true or not, but so I haven't researched it. But my friend said that Helio only used white and blue. You stayed a white unless you were an instructor, and then you were a blue. And I almost wonder if, because the belt system like gives you sort of like an extrinsic motivation, like you're studying and you're training to get your next belt.
But if you do away with it all,
like
there's
jiu-jitsu
no
is still here, and there's no comparing, and there's none of like the
all eyes on you.
They got a purple belt before me, and then you know, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it like sort of. And I hate how it makes me feel, that comparing, that ego thing that pops up. So
it's natural to compare yourself though as humans.
It is, yeah.
It is.
And I wonder if it's sort of like an instinctual, like, you know,
it's a survival skill.
I don't want to put a label on it and say this is bad and this is negative and I shouldn't feel this way, because you know, it's also good to strive for stuff. But I don't know. Like when you go play soccer, you don't. There's no belts to get. You just go have fun with your friends.
On a basketball team.
Yeah,
You have a title, whoever's position, but y'all work together. So that would be like our contribution to whoever plays which part of heart, you know. I like that idea.
Yeah.
And maybe one day, because I feel like our instructor doesn't really care to hone in on that. I think he doesn't care about the belts, obviously, because, that's what he teaches us is like, it's not about the belts.
Right. It's not about the belts. Yeah.
And you go to these tournaments and you're doing closed guard because just like the black belt did, because he was, and you hear him talking like, oh, I didn't perform well, but I did what I did. And because I had the flu, and it's like we all revert back to the basics. Right. And that's what makes this place so special. It's because we are drilled the basics.
Yeah.
And plus we get all the fancy stuff. But but I feel like he would probably entertain that. I think a lot, though, because
we'll all go to white belts.
I'll go back to white belt. Or, we have to have some sort of belt, though.
I'm into it.
Tie it or gi.
We'll make it a checkered belt.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. There's so much overlap, right? Like a competitive blue belt will beat a black belt. So not necessarily competitive black belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yours is turning red on me.
Dying?
I think so. But hold on.
Should we pass that one back and forth? Or?
Yeah, we could do that. So here, you put that one on.
I can just hold it? Or?
Yeah, you can hold it.
Okay.
Okay.
Or I'll clip it.
Yeah, but I think that would be a cool idea. That sounds like inviting. I talk loud enough.
Oh,
here, you gotta get in closer.
Okay.
I talk loud enough for the both of us.
Okay, yeah.
So but yeah, but I think they do it because children are rewarded. They like the reward system.
Yeah,
Americans like the reward system, and so it's basically because
it's like you keep
business.
Someone. It's business thing too. Yeah.
But I think,
people wrestle and do no-gi and still. Well, I don't know.
I think our coach would be like, you're supposed to be a white belt anyway.
Yeah, like the mindset.
Yeah, the mindset.
That's what. A beginner's mind is like.
Yeah.
There's this quote from this guy Suzuki that says, "In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, and in the expert mind, there's few." And so, like, keeping that sort of beginner's mindset is, I think, super important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's just when you get folded like a can and you have to go back to your beginning mindset. Yes. Or like you go to a competition with injuries and you're like, I'm just a beginner again.
Yeah.
And you can't, Okay, so question number 5. How does jiu-jitsu influence your life off the mats?
Okay. It creates a lot of tension because I turn hugs into throws a lot. No, I think I like it. I think it adds sort of a sense of community to my life, and it adds, I think a lot of us are missing like that physical touch element a lot. Mm-hmm. So just to come in here and like be in community with people and grapple, and I don't know, I think it's part of like sort of human nature. Fulfills part of it,
like humans need to have that
play and
touch and bonding.
Yeah
I agree with that. So okay, this is a coach question. What role has your coach Elliot Kelly played in your development as a martial artist? I assume that you've been with Elliot. We have different coaches here. So when I say coach, I'm specifically talking about the coaches in general, but Elliot is our head instructor. And when we join, we sign up under different coaches. So it's like our core coach. So is he your core coach?
Yeah, Elliot. Yeah.
He started off with
I started off actually with Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we can add both of those, but I mean, we can specifically hone in on each one if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think what I appreciate most about Elliot is he really sort of models and creates a culture of really a lot of intentionality and focus. Mm-hmm. And I really like that. Like, better than a lot of us.
We have to have focus.
when you
focus. our eyes, ears, and bodies in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I
when
have a hard time with that.
you like to laugh and play, and that's always what I enjoy that.
Okay.
But then sometimes it's like,
serious
hey,
business.
let's talk less and let's focus on what we're doing,
Yes.
and let's be intentional in between rounds. Let's like if you're waiting for your next round, I want you to be thinking about things and like that happened and what what you might change and what your focus is like.
And that's really hard to do. That part of it is actually hard to do because you're like, sometimes you're in a position and like, where did I go wrong?
Yeah.
And then that's where you rely on your teammate, unless they tell you something crazy that you didn't do. But it's like, no, but a lot of times I'm in the moment and I'm like, where did I go wrong? And that's why I see that that is so much important, like you're saying, to hone in and focus.
I think that is a muscle that you develop, like kind of looking backwards instead of just being in the moment, which is amazing. But looking backwards and being like, so like having like stretching your analysis muscle, kind of.
Yeah. I got it. Okay, so then goes to number 7. How do you stay mentally focused during training, especially during tough roles? How do you do it? What's your magic mojo, Stephen?
So I saw a bodybuilding video a while ago. Like this bodybuilding coach, the guy was like doing some really hard reps, and the bodybuilding coach was like, he said, these are the ones that count. And so now every time I'm like, you're dead tired and you have to do another roll, or you're just getting smashed by someone bigger and it's just like so heavy you feel like giving up and pressure tapping or something. I just think like everything I did up until this point was a warm up for this moment. And these are the moments that count. These hard moments are what I worked up towards for now. So yeah, I think that changes my mindset, and it's still hard, but it it gives me the motivation to push through and to be like, I'm going to like conquer this moment.
So that is definitely a positive way of thinking. A positive mindset is that when you're really getting smashed or you're really tired, you're like, this is what I've done to get to this point, and how am I going to manage it? That's really cool. It's changing your mindset is a pattern. You have to force yourself to change your patterns, and that is hard. So that does take mental focus. So here we go. Here's another motivated question. What keeps you improving as a blue belt or as a checkered belt?
Well, going back to that, like I'm trying to get away from thinking about it in terms of belt progression. Like, what do I need to do to get my purple belt? Like, instead of thinking about it like that, I'm just kind of like, I'm just thinking about it not really with a destination, like not like this magical point where I get a black belt and everything ends. It's like, because not obviously they all say like you just keep learning at that point. So it's like what motivates me is just, I guess and this is also where I think some ego comes in is I think everybody wants to be.
See how humble he is, guys? I told him he didn't have an ego, and he keeps talking about his ego. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to see his ego. Explain your ego, Stephen. Explain your ego.
I think, I forgot what I was saying.
Oh, that's my bad, guys. Oh, darn. See?
So getting away from the belt. What was the question?
What motivates you to keep improving as a blue belt?
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, no matter what, I feel like everybody in the room, there's some part of them that wants to be the best in the room.
Yeah.
Right? You want to just be able to handle everyone like a baby. At least I do. Like, that. And, maybe that's not ego. Maybe that, I don't know what it is exactly, but that's part of it. Just getting better
at what you're doing.
Getting better and being better than everyone else. I think honestly that's what
I just want to make sure nobody can pass my knee shield on the whatever side that I always get squashed. Yeah. You want to be better than me. You are better than me. Anyway, that's good though. That's good. Okay. Have you learned more from victories or defeats in competition? Huh. That's a good one.
I think definitely defeats. Like,
Okay.
I mean, those are what expose your holes, right? You just, oh, you got loop choked. Okay, I need to go back and work on loop chokes. Maybe I should think about what to learn from the victories, because I tend to focus. I think most people focus on the losses, right? But I guess there is, like, if you won a match, you should go back and be like, why did I win this? So yeah, I guess I'm lacking there. But
nobody ever stops and says, how did I win that? Yeah. I mean, I'm like, yeah, I just won. I'm done. Yeah. We'll take it. Doesn't matter, whatever. But yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, we could learn from victories as well, like how to remain humble, how to encourage our other teammates, how to, like, a lot of times, I see people in the dojo that want to compete, or that have that been told they should compete, and they just can't step out of their own comfort zone to compete. And so when I go out and win, I feel like, or lose, or just compete, I feel like that I am helping those people learn from my time on the mat and in competition, because there are a lot of talented people here that do not compete, especially some of our females. And, for whatever reason, that's just, they choose not to right now. But we do have a lot of talent here. Okay. What does it mean to be a part of the EDHBJJ team to you personally?
I think it's great. I just I love the people here. There's a lot of people here that I wouldn't really meet in normal life, you know what I mean? So like I get to meet those people, I get to hang out with them, I get to roll with them, and there's just like a ton of kind and supportive people here that I really love. And and everyone's so helpful and friendly, and it's just great. I don't know. It's just like a great community. Yeah.
Have you been to other dojos?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
And the attitude, the atmosphere is different or similar?
Definitely different vibes for sure. But similar ones too, similar in some ways, different in others. Like,
because sorry, I hear a lot of people talk about, oh, it's the jiu-jitsu world, jiu-jitsu peeps are different. And this, I actually think it's the dojo. What comes out of your own immediate community. Like, I've been to several dojos and I've not met more successful. I mean, there's a lot of successful people that come in and out of this dojo, and they're dedicated to the sport and the martial arts. So, they're not off. I mean, maybe they're off partying or drinking or doing dope. We don't know, but they're not doing it here, and they definitely don't advertise it. But they're very, you get it, right?
I mean, I don't have anything against all that. For the record.
No comments. We don't drug test in grappling, at least, or in BJJ. At least I don't know, but
I will say that Elliot has created a good culture here, like
family orientated culture.
Yeah. And even as something as simple as like encouraging people to greet everyone when they get on the mat, like that, it creates a culture that is friendly and welcoming, and I think it's amazing. I love it.
I did an interview with Tora Z, Jim Ignat. He's going to kill me. Iggy, the coach there, and he said that very same thing. Is that because you never know, and I've said that before in front of people. Like, you never know when someone's having a bad day. Like, we are living in America, and America is under distress, like the whole world is under distress all the time. And it's like, you never know when someone else needs a pick-me-up.
Yeah.
And, that's supposed to be a nurturing thing in your family environment as well. outside the dojo, at home. You're to nurture. And I think as a human society, we've kind of drifted away from nurturing people.
Mm-hmm.
And we have become more critical, more arrogant, more, and we skip out on, I could get frustrated and say, oh, what happened? How did I do a takedown? And I'm like, my head's almost into the wall. Or what was up with her? Was she on point? And then I realized, I don't need to worry about that, because in this environment, she's family to me and she's here to help me. And she could be having an off day or an off morning. And I feel like that we do get that a lot here because of the nurturing. And we are always like, we don't have our head coach all the time. They're doing family stuff. They're being committed to their families. And that just is a value. And, you're a single guy, but this is your family. You know what I mean? Like, it's your commitment, what you give, contribute. And then, I'm not saying he's single for the rest of his life, but I mean, he might be just super picky. We don't know. But you have a partner. But anyway, and so I'm not trying to wedge you.
Dating show?
I know this is not the EDH dating challenge show. That might be funny, but no, we are just, as a teammate, you contribute a lot. You don't have children here. You're not on the mat helping the Pee-wee class or any of that. All that's important, and coaching and mentoring and all that. You're just here representing yourself, and you contribute a lot. And, that's another reason why I picked you. You're a good contributor. And even if you have a little ego or compare yourself, it's healthy.
Yeah.
But don't beat yourself up too much, because it is a natural response to want to be like, when I got my blue belt, I think people that joined the dojo 8 months after me were getting their blue belts, like left and right.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck?
Oh, yeah.
I'm here every day. Or maybe it's because I talk too much and can't focus. And, so all these things go in your mind. So Elliot, if you're watching, we want checkered belts. We don't care about the belt system. Or we should have like a motto that says, just check yourself. Checkered. Say just checkered stickers. Just check yourself. No belt system. But we're not against whatever decision you decide to choose. We understand it's a business. So. But that's Steven.
I'm a white belt forever now.
That's Steven's idea, and it's a good mindset to have, right?
Well, it's Helio.
Helio. Oh, who?
Elio.
Elio. Oh, it's a Gracie idea. Dang it. We could.
Probably older than that.
Okay, yeah. So, well, that sums up our questions here. Cool. Do you have anything else you want to add? Do you have any questions for me? Nobody does really, but you can. You know me, I'm a talker.
Yeah.
You can kind of hold the mic now. Okay.
Let's see.
I put him on the spot.
I have to come up with a good question here.
Okay.
So why are you doing California Combat Society? Like, what is the idea behind it?
The idea behind California's Combat Society is that I feel there is a lot of work that goes into combat sports. I've seen it. I've lived it. I don't feel like people understand it or appreciate it as much. I don't feel like people understand what it takes to run a dojo, or what it takes to sacrifice your loved ones at home, or what it takes to be a female athlete in a man's world and get those big contracts. And I want to unveil, I've been asked this a bunch, and people have said, change your book, change it to this and that. There's going to be other books. This is just, I'm in here in California now, but the book is going to Georgia. It's going to Kansas. It's going to probably Japan. It's going to all these other places because it's an unveiling of where one person's heart desire to step on the mat and do martial arts for whatever reason has transpired into a lifestyle, a commitment to the sport. And I want to convey that. I want people to see what I see. You know, it just doesn't take a talented athlete. Like, I think it was Aspen that was talking about that. You have people that she compared to Hart, to someone that is an exceptional athlete, doesn't have much experience, and his willingness to go and just fall flat on his face before he passes out. That's Hart, you know, versus someone that has a little somewhat of a name and that gets pissed off because they didn't get this contract, or some guy punched him wrong, and that person is an exceptional athlete, but they don't have the heart, you see? So it's like, who's deserving to have their heart unveiled and that contribute to combat sports? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's really cool.
And it's my heart's desire, you know, it's my heart's desire to do that. It's my lifestyle. Yeah. Like, you know, it's a hobby, obviously, but when I stepped foot into a dojo back when I was 17, it became a lifestyle. It absolutely became my bread and butter. Well, I didn't make much money, but I did do a lot of tough man, and I got paid. And then just my instructor, my relationship with him, and this, you know, the love I still have for the man. We can talk. He's 74 years old. I'm planning on going back and doing a trip to Georgia and, you know, showing where it's all started for me personally. And then, so we're going to go all over the place, but it's California based.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I hope you understand a lot.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can keep talking. But it looks like we have another teammate here doing some business, and we got to let Amanda have the mat. Right, Amanda? Sounds good.
Well,
thank you, Stephen.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Yep.
He'll keep on tapping me. He'll keep on passing me, and that's okay. I've accepted it, and I'm just going to get better, right? Because that's all we have to do is get better. Better than ourself. It resonates. It's like, what is the main goal we teach here at our gym? I'm like, to train. I'm like, that was so not the right answer. to be better than you once were, and then to create your own journey.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. I think I could be wrong.
Something like that.
He will correct me if I'm wrong. All right, ciao for now. I hope it lasted. You think it did?